Yeah, so people are gonna get the wrong idea reading my title, but what that really means is I have scoliosis, which means I have a curvature of my back that is literally killing me. It's really severe. It's twisting my brain apart, my spine. So they literally gave me the 30 to 35, most likely, as being the tops of a live. So I'm already 30. So I'm at the age that they gave me to live. And yeah, it is what it is. I was in the CAT scan too. My brain is literally being twisted apart. So what that means for me is that I've always, ever since I found out, decided that I wasn't gonna care what other people thought about me. I was gonna do and say whatever I wanted to do. I'm gonna die soon anyways, so I take risks and I do things that most people wouldn't do and say things that most people wouldn't say because I just don't really care. Um, I'm gonna die soon anyway, so I'm gonna do whatever I want. Literally, that's the viewpoint I have on life. So yeah, that's why I'm able to be so successful in life. I don't stress anything. Nothing gets to me. I just don't really care, honestly. And like most people might get the wrong idea that I don't care. It's hard to explain, but yeah. So like even at work, people be like, "How are you so optimistic?" And you just don't care. I'm like, I'm not optimistic. I'm a realist. It's just I just don't stress anything. We're gonna get through the day no matter what. I mean, seriously, stressing that there's a whole bunch of orders on your screen that you got to fill. You just take it one order at a time and don't worry about the rest of it. Yeah, but people just worry and stress themselves, and it just is horrible for you. Yeah, they're like, "Oh, what are we gonna do? We're so busy. We don't have time to do this or that." It's like, just do it. Who cares? Don't worry about it. Yeah, I just don't stress anything, honestly. So that's one of the reasons why people like me. I just don't stress anything. I do get angry and stuff. Like I'll tell people to do something, and they just, for some odd reason, don't want to do it or whatever. So I'll get mad at them. And I'm not the type of person to hold back and voice my opinion and say stuff. So it'll get me into some arguments, but I don't ever yell at anybody. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't believe in yelling at somebody. If you want to discuss stuff with me, by all means, I'll discuss stuff back with you. I just don't yell at anybody. When you yell at somebody, they shut down and they don't listen to you. So if you're going to discuss something with somebody, discuss it. Don't yell at them, even if it's opposing opinions. Yeah, seriously, it is what it is. But anyway, so um, what I was talking about before, some of my inventions. Yeah, so my goal is to soon have some of my inventions patented. I really, really, really want to get into business. Really bad. I want to start selling my flying boards as soon as possible. I want them to be on the market and be like, yes, that's my product and have my company name on it. I'm going to get my company name copyrighted pretty soon so that way I can go into business under my own company's name. Uh, and not just under my own name, but under my company's name. I already picked a name out. I like it, and I think that a lot of people would stand behind my brand just because of my company's name. It's just a cool name. I mean, seriously. And most people would be like, "Whoa, what does that have to do with what you're going to be selling?" That's another good name for that. Well, my company is going to be based off of everything, pretty much. I'm going to do all sorts of things. I'm going to do resell. I'm going to do shipments, like UPS type style. Uh, you can I'll send the people out to pick up your packages. You won't even have to go to UPS factory or drop off or anything like that. We'll come to you, pick up your package, and go and deliver it, which would revolutionize it because nobody does that. Literally, you have to take it somewhere and do something with it to get it to be shipped instead of actually like it would be like kind of like DoorDash, like where you go and yeah, like Uber Eats and stuff like that, where they actually come and deliver the food. They go and they get the product and deliver the product directly to you. It'd be that sort of way, but through packaging. So like even if you don't have packages, we'll have packages and packaging stuff to sell to you. So like if you need to send something and you don't even have packaging, we'll come to you and bring the packaging to you. We'll package it for you in front of you and then take it and ship it. Yeah. And the good thing about it is we'll have insurance and stuff like that because, yeah, if we package it, we'll insure it for free. If we don't package it, then we'll charge for insurance because if we're packaging it, then we stand behind our own business model, so to speak. So yeah, well, insure anything that's in there to face value, to full value, if we package it ourselves. So yeah, most people would want to actually buy our packaging and pay for it to be shipped. We won't charge anything for like packaging it or anything like that for like uh, labor. We won't charge labor, but we'll charge for the packing materials if we're actually gonna package it, but we won't charge it, and we'll stand behind insuring it to its full value, which is something that most companies won't do. Even like UPS and stuff like that, they won't uh, do like full value and stuff like that. For insurance, they'll insure up to a certain amount most of the time for most everything. But yeah, we'll do all sorts of things. My business will sell knowledge too. So we'll do like teaching and stuff like that. So yeah, uh knowledge is a currency that I want to get behind. Most companies don't actually think that you can sell knowledge. So I don't think of any company off the top of my head that sells knowledge and only knowledge. Like face to face knowledge, not like written in knowledge and stuff like that. Of course, there's companies that sell books and instructional manuals and stuff like that, but I'm talking about like face to face teaching you. So like we would have like company instructors that would teach you face to face, and so we'd be selling knowledge. Yeah, so like my company would be paying the instructors, and the instructors would make a percentage too of what money comes from them charging their students. So, like, say they're charging their students 20, well, they'll get 10% of that, plus we'll be paying them wages for being under the company. So it would be like a tip for student. Yeah, but my company won't just be about profit margins. It'll also be about a profit margin in general. So like one aspect of the company might be losing money, but then the other one will be making like an insane profit. So I mean, it's a weird business model. Um, there would be a lot of money lost at first until it takes off. But yeah, any business is like that. You have to be at a loss for a while before you actually start making money because that's just the way it is when it's never been done before and there isn't a basis to base anything off of. But yeah, money is fake. It's based off of growth. So if the business is constantly growing, then technically we won't be bankrupted. We will actually be net worth more than we actually make. Uh, it's crazy. I know that's just the way money is. Uh, what's up with what do you mean what's up with the thumbnail? I don't get it. Oh, yeah. What do you mean what's up with the thumbnail? I just took a picture of myself. Yeah. I don't get your question. Can you explain? Oh, that the title, yeah, because I'm dying literally. I was given to 30 years old to live, and I just turned 30. Um, I have scoliosis really bad. My curvature of my spine is twisting my brain apart, literally. Um, it's already spreading and probably has spread to the middle of my brain. It's that bad. So like my whole brain is being damaged right now. I could literally stop breathing right now, or my heart could give out, or anything like that, and I'll just like stop. There won't be any warning either, any warning signs at all. I'll just up and die instantly out of nowhere. Um, But yeah, it's crazy. I seen the CAT scans too. You can actually see my spine twisting my brain, and my brain is actually twisted. Uh, Most people brain would line up. Mine is twisted, so my brain isn't straight. It's actually twisted. Um, yeah, yeah, exactly. That's why I just don't care what people think or say about me or anything like that. I just don't really care. I'll do whatever I want. Honestly, I take a lot of risks. Like I do things that would normally kill people, and I just do it just to do it because I want to do it. Like I take risks all the time that most people wouldn't take because they're afraid of dying. Because I already know I'm going to die anyways, so I'm just going to do it. Like I'm like even going magnet fishing and stuff like that is super dangerous, and the stuff I do magnet fishing is dangerous. And yeah, but yeah, I know. I go fishing quite often, but I would like to get fishing more and do more stuff that I like to do. I'm gonna start my business in that. I'm gonna be doing more of what I like to do. I'm gonna get my business name patented and get a business license and start teaching martial arts. That's really what I want to do with my life right now. And even that's super dangerous. Like I was talking about it earlier, I do arnis, which is like swords play with wooden swords and also knives, aluminum knives. But yeah, getting hit with that and getting stabbed with that can kill you, just like regular knives and swords. So yeah, it's dangerous, but I'm gonna do it. McDonald's, I like McDonald's. People are like, well, you got a degree in all this and you're intelligent. Why are you working at McDonald's? I'll be like, well, I'm just using McDonald's, honestly, and I'm using the owner as a means to an end. I'm just using him pretty much to get to a point in my life where I want to be and my own business. Yeah. And my business is going to sell all sorts of things. It's going to sell knowledge and technology and drugs. I've invented quite a few drugs. I invented a drug to treat Komodo dragon bites and snake envenomation and also like spider bites and stuff like that. And it can cure poisons. Like if somebody's poisoning you and you think somebody's poisoning you in your food, you can take my drug and yeah, it'll get rid of that, keep you from dying. It does all sorts of things. It'll detoxify your system and help you out with if you're sick to heal yourself better because it'll boost your immune system. So like you can fight any pretty much any like flu or cold or with it. Yeah, you can treat flus or colds with it. And I know it works for snake bites because I told my friend about it. This was back before I was going to get into business with it. And I didn't really care about telling people about it. And I told my friend about it. And I'm like, yo, I know you're around snakes a lot. I know you're in the woods a lot. And I know in Florida, you're like 1 second you're walking, and then the next second you're in a swamp. So like you think it's solid ground, and then you step into it and it's water. So yeah, there's water moccasins all over the place. So I warned him. I'm like, yo, you're gonna get bit by a snake, and when you do, you're gonna take my drug. And when you take my drug, it's gonna save your life. And he joked about, yeah, right, that's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna get bit by a snake, and if I do, I'm never gonna take your drug. It's not gonna happen. And then, sure enough, one day he was walking and stepped on a rattlesnake, and it turned around and bit him on his leg, like right below his knee. And he tried to walk out because he listened to what I told him about. You gotta stay calm, don't run. You'll just pump the venom throughout your body in your blood faster by getting all worked up. So he stayed calm and he tried walking out, but it got to a point where he couldn't walk anymore because his leg had swelled up so bad and it was turning like bluish purplish, and he was freaking out. And he didn't have any cell reception because he was out in the middle of the woods, out in the middle of nowhere, in Florida. And this was before we had a higher range and stuff like this. This was a long time ago. I was in high school. So yeah, we didn't really have cellular reach in the woods like we do now. But yeah, so he didn't have a choice. So he took my drug on a whim, and he took it with water like I told him to, and he stayed calm. Um, He said within 10 minutes he could feel the swelling going down. He said because it just stopped hurting as much. And then he kept taking more of the drug because I told him you don't just have to take a little bit of it. You can take as much of it as you want. But a little bit of it will do just as well as a lot of it. Uh, no, people don't. It would be for researchers. It would be just for people who do research for on Komodo dragons because there's a lot of good um, for studying Komodo dragons and even like tourists and stuff like that go to the island to visit the island just because of the Komodos. And there's around 14 people that die every year of Komodo dragon bites on a bad year. On a good year, seven, 4 to 7. But there's at least 4 people that die every year of Komodo dragon bites, which is crazy. They just can't treat you because they can treat the venom, but it's the bacteria that kills you. My drug treats the bacterial infection and the venom at the same time, which is something that no other drug on the market can do. That's why you die. It's because they can't fight both the bacterial infection and the venom at the same time. They just don't have the technology right now, but I do. I just haven't patented it yet. Yeah, that's going to be another part of my business I'm going to get into pretty soon. It's really hard to manufacture, so it'd be expensive because it isn't like hard to make or manufacture. You just can't reproduce it very well, so you can't have a lot of it. It would be in like short supply. But there is a lot of it. It's just hard to I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like hard to reproduce. It's a plant. It's very hard to grow. It's very specific of where it grows and what conditions it'll grow and thrive in. So you can't just like farm it. You couldn't grow it in a farm. Well, you could, but it would be like really hard and way too expensive to do it. You just take it from the wild would be the best way to do it. But yeah, it's just complicated. I'm not gonna go into too much detail because I haven't patented it yet. But yeah, anyways, so what I was saying was he took it and he took a lot of it. He took like 14 of them, I think is what he said, and drank like 3 or 4 bottles of water. And he said that sorry, that's my alarm. I'm doing clothes. I'm filming in between clothes. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna leave pretty soon, but I'm gonna finish this last train of thought. So yeah, I'll be back shortly too. I'm gonna do a few live streams like within a few minutes of each other. It won't take long. It'll take like maybe 10, 15 minutes before I'm back. Maybe around there. But anyway, so yeah, he took it and then he waited about 10 minutes, he said, before his swelling went completely down. And he said that the blue and everything went away, bluish purplish color went away. So he said that all the pain went away too. So he decided to walk out. So he walked out and an hour and a half walk after he had been where he was walking to. Till he could reach a hospital. He walked all the way to the hospital. He didn't even like take a bus or anything. He said he could have caught a bus and go, but he said he would walk that far. He was just like, forget it. He didn't want to spend the money. He's like, he thought he was all right. So he just walked the rest of the way to the hospital and went in and showed him the bite. And they said they could see the bite. And they said that it was a dry bite. And he's like, it wasn't a dry bite. It swelled up and it turned black and blue. And they looked at him like he was crazy. And he said he was scared to tell him what he had taken because he didn't know if he would like get in trouble or get arrested or charged for taking the substance to cure the snake bite. And I thought he was an idiot. He should have just told him what he took and what happened and that it wasn't a dry bite. But he was just so scared that he lied to him. I lied to the hospital people, and they did a whole bunch of tests on him, and they said that there was venom in his system, but it wasn't enough to worry about. So they washed him for a few hours and then sent him home. But the venom actually came back in his blood work, and because my substance doesn't it's not illegal, so it doesn't show up in a drug test. And if you test the blood of a person, it wouldn't show up on a blood test either. So like they didn't know anything about what he had taken or anything like that. They just assumed that possibly he was injected with so little venom that it didn't really matter and that he was all right. And they watched him for a few hours and then they sent him home. But yeah, so I saved somebody's life with my drug already, and my drug's going to save a lot of people's lives too once it gets patented. So that's one of the reasons why I really want to rush into this because there's a lot of people dying that could be saved with my drug right now. So yeah, there's that, and like coab venom. That's the only alternative to like regular anti venom if you're allergic to anti venom right now. My drug, if you're allergic to anti venom, you can take it instead of Covab, and it'll work way better, and it'll treat you way better, way faster, with less side effects. So yeah, I'm gonna like completely bankrupt the Covab people too, because there's gonna be no use for them anymore. They're not even gonna be able to sell anything once my drug comes onto the market as a replacement for anti venom. Plus, my drug won't replace anti-venom, so I mean they're not gonna hate me that much. So yeah, they won't resist me coming in the market. I'll just be like their competition for as Covab is their competition. I'll just replace Covab with my drug. But anyway, so I'll be back in a little bit. But yeah, I was talking about Florida because I was born and raised in Florida. Anyways, I'll be back in a little bit. See you.